here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? Man, what an awful performance, start to finish. And we could talk about so many different things, but you come out and you lose 34-17, and we're going to go through a lot because it was rough. Shout out to the Countdown crew. We do have a giveaway today, but we also have copious amounts of alcohol because that's what's needed. This is where we're at. It is not a good situation right now for the faithful. Now, having said that, I think we're getting a little bit of a dose of what it's like to be in the NFC West or NFC East, right? I think this is what their games are like. You kind of go out there and you see, I don't know, I guess a loss of hope. Now, there's some positives to take away from this game. We'll talk about those. They're few and far between. It's kind of hard to find those, but they're there. They are there. So take it for what you want. It's what it is, but we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. The 49ers, they fall to 4-5. And this game did suck. It was hard to watch. You know, I take a ridiculous amount of notes, which goes back to whenever I coached. Just teaching points that I want to hit on. Just quick one kind of sentence phrases that I want to throw out there. And I have 7 pages, but good Lord, what the heck? What do you teach from this? And so that's kind of rough. You know what I mean? That's the problem that kind of hits home whenever you go through this game. It was bad from the start, and you start off with the COVID testing, which was a false positive, by the way, total BS. NFL needs to fix their system just a little bit. I love how strenuous they are with all the COVID testing. That's great. But when it's a false positive, I'm fine keeping KB out, Kendrick Bourne. But the people he had close contacts with on a false positive, come on, man. That's a little too much. That's a little too much. So I do want to say we do have a giveaway today. So stick around, my Countdown crew. We're going to be giving away a 49ers hat. One of my favorite 49ers hats. It's a new one. I'll show this bad boy right here if you're watching. I absolutely love this logo just because it goes with a lot more outfits, which you can call me a diva, whatever. Obviously, I'm a diva. Come on now. But we're going to be giving that away in probably about 15 to 20 minutes. But let's talk. Let's go. Let's get it off your chest. Here we go. I can't even, from Blaze65, not even mad, better draft pick. Here's the crazy thing. Going into this game, the 49ers had the 15th draft pick in the 2021 NFL draft. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about the draft. I want to talk about this game a little more, but I get it because the draft is that one thing that's always in the future that says, oh man, yeah, it sucks now. It's going to be better then. We're going to get that. So the 49ers had the 15th pick in the NFL draft based on our current record. Well, guess what? We lost this game. Fast forward the whole week, regardless of whatever happens with other NFL teams, we still have the 15th NFL pick. It's not going to change. We were the only 4-4 team in the NFL. So that's not going to change, but still, that's where we picked last year, 14th. Well, we had 13th when we traded DeForest Buckner and traded back one spot, got Javon Kinlaw. He had an up and down game, had some solid run stops, but yeah, it's rough because whenever you look at our offense, which played okay, it was all right. Nick Mullins throws for 282 yards. That's on par. Aaron Rodgers, in retrospect, threw for 294. So you're talking a 12-yard difference. But there's such a key variable that is missing. The offense can play great. That's awesome. And throw for those yards. That's wonderful. But we're not converting touchdowns. We're not converting third downs. The offensive line was terrible. And so, yeah, you want to be in that conversation for one of the greatest quarterbacks to come out of the draft ever, Trevor Lawrence. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. So Zach Wilson, that's a possibility, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Now, I love this from SEC Slock says, I don't get why Shanny wouldn't call more screens for James and Taylor and Jet. Yeah, he allows his personnel to take him out of his play calls. And here's the thing. You look at the start of the game, okay? The first two offensive drives. Well, actually, not the first two. The first one's a 3-and-out punt. But then you get a field goal drive, 11 plays, 76 yards. Next drive, 5 plays, 25 yards. So your offense is working early. Kyle Shanahan can script better than anybody. But once that script went out, I'm with you. Here's what happened after those two successful drives. 3-and-out punt. Punt, 4 plays, 10 yards. Sack, fumble, 4 plays. Turnover on downs. It just got bad. And so Kyle Shanahan can script those plays, and it goes great. But once we get out of that and he's just calling plays on a whim, that's where it gets bad. And again, no end arounds. We saw no jet sweeps. We didn't see any of that. So he just deletes stuff from his playbook whenever he doesn't have the perfect personnel. Why not put Jerick McKinnon out there at the slot and run a jet sweep? Why? Why not? Yeah, it's rough. Brian, John, no, we're not going to be all right. It's rough. And that's what alcohol is for. This should be sponsored, but it's not by Corona. It should be, but it's not. Tommy says we will not win another game. Man, I disagree there. There's a big difference between this 49ers team and a lot of those bad teams out there. This is why we won't be having a high pick in the draft. Jets are still 0-8. That's a team we ran roughshod on even without our players. New York Giants 1-7. We destroyed even without our players. Jacksonville's got 1 win. Houston's got 1 win. They might win some. Dallas, probably the worst team in the NFL currently without Dak Prescott. I don't think Dallas can win another game. Atlanta 2-6. Washington 2 wins. Chargers 2 wins. I think they'll pile on a couple wins. New England, who we destroyed, 2 wins. Minnesota 2 wins. Cincinnati 2 wins. We already have 4. So those teams, we're already through the top 10. Cincinnati's got 2 wins. That's 11. Those teams are going to have to double their win total just to catch us. So I understand, the 49ers, or you could say, the 49ers are going to win again. Yes, they will. Our depth is way too much. Now, currently, we saw it tonight. That was stupid. But here's what's great about the 49ers schedule currently. We're 9th in the NFL for the playoffs. And I understand you're like, all right, John, shut the hell up. I get it. But statistically speaking, 7 teams get in. We are a half of a game out of the playoff situation once one of the teams loses this week. So a game and a half. I'm not saying the 49ers are going to make the playoffs. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is we're not even in consideration for a top 10 pick in the draft. Even if you win 1 game, if you get to 5 wins, you don't get a top 10 NFL pick this year because the teams are so bad. The NFL, for the first time in a long time, is very top-heavy and very bottom-heavy. There's not a lot of average, talented teams out there, and I'm sorry, Kyle Shanahan's going to win games. Once he gets some of these guys back on offense, which he will, Debo's coming back, Brandon Ayuk's coming back, Trent Williams is coming back, Raheem Mostert's coming back. Once you get those pieces in place, you're going to win 1 or 2 games. I don't care who you're playing. You get hitting on all cylinders, that's going to happen. I guarantee you. So that stuff is going to come your way. But it was really, really bad. Yeah, offensive line was really bad. So let's jump back and forth now. Let's talk about some positive key points, which is not a lot from this game, and some negative ones. Positive. Daniel Brunskill moved from right guard, where he struggled, to center, which he's never started a game at, and actually played well. We didn't get Daniel Brunskill's name very much. Daniel Brunskill put together a pretty solid game. Now, one of the things that I'm going to watch more than anything else whenever I do our Patreon breakdown this week is the center position and offensive line. Daniel Brunskill looked good. Now, in order to do that, you had to put Tom Compton in there. Guess what? He's as bad as we thought. Tom Compton is so bad. I cannot believe, and this is a critique of the offense and defensive coaching staff. They never try to get young, developing talent snaps. You could have got him so much work today. Why not put in Colton McKivitz at halftime? Why? Tom Compton sucks. He played awful the entire time. Why not try it? Maybe Colton McKivitz is that bad, but whenever you flip the script and you look at the defense with Jimmy Ward just sucking ass the entire, sorry, pardon my language, but I'm going to say it again, sucking ass the entire game, the entire season. Jimmy Ward is the worst player on our team currently. You don't even allow Tarvarius Moore to get snaps, even though he has shown he can dominate. Tarvarius Moore almost blocked a freaking punt this game. Like, he made more plays on special teams. Sorry, let me say this. Tarvarius Moore almost made more plays on special teams than Jimmy Ward almost made on defense. The next time Jimmy Ward almost makes a play, that'd be news. That's where we're at with him. He is awful. He's so bad this year. I don't know what's going on. His body language sucks. He just wants to fight everybody. Well, why don't you fight him during the play? And so back to my Colton McKivitz point. Maybe Colton McKivitz is so bad we can't even see what they don't even want to put him out there because he's so bad. But then you flip it to the defensive side. Tarvarius Moore has been elite, and we won't even let him get snaps on a game that's decided at halftime. Why? Why not try to develop young talent this is their last contract? Why would you not even give them an opportunity? It baffles me. You could say, awesome, Brunskill got some snaps at center. That was great. All right, kudos. Now, let's go. You only have so many games to figure this stuff out. 2020 and the year 2021 will be. So let's go get it. Let's go get it. Negative points. Here we go. I think Mosley's played in the wrong scheme. He had one of the best highlight plays, but I don't think Emmanuel Mosley is good enough to play in a cover 3 scheme. Here's what I mean by that. Emmanuel Mosley is a good corner. I really do. He's an amazing physical corner that can tackle as well as anybody else in the league. Problem is, he suffers on the deep ball. And in our scheme, you get no safety help, especially with Jimmy Ward back there. That dude's never going to help you out. That deep fade route just continues to defeat Mosley. You can go back to DK Metcalf. You saw it again this week with Devontae Adams. Who can guard Devontae Adams? He made Jason Verrett look bad. He made everybody look bad. I like Mosley a lot. I hope that he stays with us, but I don't think this is the best scheme for him. If he was in a cover 2 scheme with some safety help over the top, yeah, that would have been huge. That would have been huge. Clam 10, I wish this game was postponed. Here's what's crazy, and I'm speaking for Kyle Shanahan here. I think Kyle Shanahan wanted this game to happen. He wants those 11 days before the Saints game. I think he was fine chalking this up as a loss. I could be wrong, but the 49ers need to get healthy. I really, really do. And here's the problem with postponing the game. You have a 5-day window with a close contact, okay? So Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk, and Deebo Samuel, even though he's already injured. He's injured and COVID. That's nice. Double Dewey. 5 days, which means you would have had to postpone all the way to Tuesday, and the NFL has basically said they don't want to do that ever again. And Green Bay didn't have a bye, so you couldn't reschedule that anymore. Yeah, so that's there. I'm with you. It was awful from the start. The writing was on the wall the entire time, but you got to find something out. You got to do something different. But it's where we are. Zach, the experiment with Brunskill at center, you say it didn't. I thought that did work. But School at left tackle, whoa, bad. He gives up 3 sacks at minimum, but I don't know why. Justin School could not, he stopped his feet at contact every time against Zadarius Smith. And then on top of that, he's getting bullied by this guy. You didn't get him help. Get him some help. Send it tight into the side. Jerick McKinnon was on the right side of the quarterback the entire time, and they never audibled over for protection help. You just let one guy beat you the whole time. Now, Trent Williams is in there. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But yeah, Justin School, who was amazing last year, just had a bad performance. Trent Williams will be back, so that's huge. Curtis, I wish we would have saw Hasty more. Me too. Hasty just could not get it going. He had 4 carries for 3 yards. But on all of those plays, he got hit in the backfield multiple times. Tom Compton was trash, as I've said before, and it was just bad. It was just bad. That's just what it was. It was a bad time. Now let's talk about some positive. Richie freaking James, baby. Love it. Listen to these numbers. 13 targets, 9 catches. He had 2 drops. 184 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 20 yards a carry or a catch. He has more catches in this game than he did all of last year. He has more receiving yards in this game than all of last year. That's incredible. So, again, bright spot on the offense. You got to talk about Richie James. Dude looked good. He's not 100%. But he was out there just consistent. Consistent. Now, a couple issues you could raise on Richie James. He didn't do any of that against man coverage. It was zone the entire time. I would like to see him against press man and what that looks like. But gosh, once we get our wide receivers back, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Kendrick Bourne, you've got to say the playmaking ability is there. I'm fine Richie James at least splitting snaps with Kendrick Bourne, but 100% no more Trent Taylor, right? The Trent Taylor experiment sailed. we're done with that. That kid's not good at football anymore. His injuries, whatever you want to say, what he did his rookie year and what he is now, those are two different things. Trent Taylor is about half of a step up on Dante Pettis. The only thing about Trent Taylor that you could say is different than Dante Pettis, he doesn't lead to interceptions. Take that for what you want. Yeah, Alex Smith, this season sucks. Yes, it does. And the Kevin White truthers, the fact that Kevin White wasn't getting work or targets or snaps, he got a couple snaps. In this situation, this setting, that's done. You can see what Kyle Shanahan likes. He likes River Craycraft, and you can see why. The situation seemed a little too big for him. You almost had the amazing catch in the end zone. That didn't go well. You almost had all those things, but it just didn't happen. But Craycraft has some upside to him. Kevin White, that's not going to be a thing. Not going to be a thing. Tim Ford, I love this. We came out throwing 3 straight plays in a game we needed to run. How many rush attempts did we have? Guess how many? 17. We averaged 3.2 yards per carry. We ran it 17 times. Guess what? They averaged 3.6 yards per carry. Not much better. They ran it 31 times. I get we were behind in the score, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Once this game was not a game that was going to be won in the air, period. Once you're down 28-3, understand the game's over with Nick Mullins as your quarterback. It's over. So run the damn ball, work on your offense, build confidence. But no, Kyle Shanahan, once things go out the window, his go-to is throw. I don't know. It's rough out there. I'm with you, Curtis. Craycraft looked promising. I think that he really, really did. I'm not upset about how he is. But to your question, Curtis, why can't we defensively adjust against top wide receivers? That's the question. Here's the answer. 1, we can't. Why? Robert Saleh. Kwan Williams goes out with an injury. Okay, that sucks. Now you bring in Jamar Taylor, who's played great. He played really, really well. But whenever you allow an offensive coordinator to scheme Devontae Adams against your backup nickel corner several times on third down repeatedly without even a motion, that's on the defensive coordinator. Make a damn adjustment. It's very, very easy, and I understand you have to move some things around. But why not? Why would you not put at least a safety helping over the top? Okay, that's fine. So there's 2 ways to look at this. You could say, man, all right, we're just going to run our defensive scheme, which is what Robert Saleh does. We don't care where Devontae Adams is, despite the fact that he had, how many yards receiving did he have? Devontae Adams had 10 catches, 173 yards, and touchdown. Not the first time this has happened against the defense this year, right? Go back to DeAndre Hopkins. Guess what? He's elite. Maybe you want to stop him. Maybe, just maybe, you can adjust your defense, but absolutely not. So what Robert Saleh does is just say, nope, we're running our defense. I don't care where they are. We're that good, even with our backups in. That's just who we are. Okay, that doesn't work ever. At least give them safety help over the top. And if you're not going to do that, on third down at least, match them up with your best cover corner. Corner in general, that's not a nickelback. Golly. Nothing. And they did it 3 third downs in a row, and they got a first on every single one of them. And Robert Saleh, they pan over to him on the sidelines. What's he got? Hands on his knees, not talking to anybody, just looking. And it's just like, it's so stressful. Coaching matters. If you are not putting your team in a position to win, you're not going to win this game, whatever. But why won't you help people? Why won't you help Jamar Taylor? Why would you not put him in a position to be successful? Jamar Taylor one-on-one with DeAndre Hopkins. He wasn't that weak. Sorry, I apologize. With Devontae Adams repeatedly on third down. Are you crazy? Why? Why? At least bracket coverage with the linebacker on the inside. Put a safety over the top. Press against him, put him on the line, and give him help with the belling corner on that third of the field. Something. You're doing absolutely nothing, and you're putting your players in a position where they cannot be successful. That's why I get so hot about it. Why aren't you trying to do something? That was my little DuckTales frustration. Alcohol. Let's do more alcohol. All right. From Kimbro, I wish Craycraft didn't have hands like feet. Yeah, he was a little too nervous. He was dropping a lot of things. There's no doubt about that. And it did seem like the situation was a little big for him. It's what it is. And also, I do want to mention, I put this in my pregame notes. You had Chris Finke, the wide receiver from Notre Dame. He looks like he got cut. He got cut because of his friend, and he talks too much. Chase Claypool for the Steelers, who was with him at Notre Dame, came out and said, man, I've got friends on the 49ers, and they talk about their practice, how they're hitting and in full pads and all that stuff. He's like, we haven't had a full padded practice all year. What happens right after that? They cut him, even though we don't need – we have an extra spot on our practice squad. They cut him and didn't replace him. That lets you know how adamant the 49ers front office is about people leaking or talking. That kid just ruined his NFL career because he was hanging out and talking and chit-chatting with Chase Claypool. Also, terrible friend Chase Claypool to not – why would you put that out there? You just threw your guy under the bus. Keep your damn mouth shut, man. Come on. That's not cool. Yeah, the refs were bad at some of the key moments. That push-off that they called on Verrett on Adams, that was bad. Verrett had position. The ball was uncatchable. You could have called defensive holding. That would have been a little bit more promising, or at least legit. That was not. That's just not what it was. But whatever. Yeah, it was bad, but whatever. All right, we're going to be doing our giveaway right after this break. Let's go ahead and hear a quick word from our sponsor. Then we got our giveaway for the Countdown crew. So let's get some drum rolls going. Let's go. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know the NFL and the NBA, they're back. They're in full swing, which can only mean one thing. It's a winning season at MyBookie. I don't know about you guys, but for me, a game is 10 times more exciting whenever I'm putting my money on it. And if you've been betting with us, we've been doing very, very well so far this year. So stick with us. Bet on it. Use all the knowledge that we have, and let's be successful. And here's the deal. Right now, they have a $100,000. You heard me. $100,000 super contest for only $10 entry. $10. You can win all that money. They're giving away $5,000 in cash prizes every 4 weeks. You would be crazy not to jump in there with all your knowledge. $10 to win thousands. Sign me up. You too can make up and sign up at MyBookie. And here's the deal. Use promo code 49ers, 49ERS, to claim your 100% deposit match all the way up to $1,000. That means you put in $100, they're going to give you $100. Rollovers will be included in that, and if you have questions, please call their customer service. They'll help you with that. But the NFL, NBA, MLB, they've got it all on tap. It's never too late to get started, and if you've wanted to jump in with us, now's the best time. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code 49ers, and they're going to double your initial deposit. Thanks for the support, MyBookie. All right, let's do a giveaway, baby. Countdown crew, I just want to say thank you, and here's how this works. We do live shows all the time. And whenever we do these live shows, if you hit the notification button and you, through Periscope, Twitter, or YouTube, do hashtag CC, you get entered. And at the end of every single month, we do a giveaway. It's what we do. I don't get paid for this. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I think it's kind of fun. I like to win giveaways. I never do, but I just think it's fun. So we're going to be giving away this hat. And if you're not a hat person, I got some 49ers Rush swag. I can get you a t-shirt, whatever. It's up to you. But we went through our list, and again, there's so many people, and I just want to say thank you. The goal is eventually we're going to get everybody something. That's kind of what we're wanting to do. So for the hat that you see on the screen, it is the gray New Era hat with the circle San Francisco logo on it, which I freaking love. I just think it's straight fire. It's adjustable as well. So for this hat, our winner of the Countdown Crew for this month goes to, drum roll, bada 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 boom. It goes to A. Kimbrough. Congratulations. You get some free stuff. I lose a little bit of money. Everybody's happy, except for the people that didn't win. But don't worry, because guess what? We're going to have more giveaways. We'll have something next month. So your entries that you put in today for hashtag CC, that's going to roll over into next month. And we just start the slate new every single month. So hit that notification bell if you haven't done so yet. I want to get that to you. So Kimbrough, I need you to reach out to me on my Twitter at JL_Chapman so we can sync up your address and get you some stuff. Or you can email me. That is 49ersRushPodcast at gmail.com. So there you go. That is there for you. Now let's get to a couple more questions, and I'm seeing some comments about the JV squad. Yeah, this was not the 49ers best unit. Here's the thing. Go back to the NFC Championship. I think that this is a prominent point. Every single player that touched the ball in the NFC Championship against the Packers in 2019 when we blew them out of the water, it was over. It was 28-3 in that game as well, but the NFC Championship. Every single player that had a rush attempt, had a catch, or attempted a pass didn't play today. We were out all of them. Our running backs, our wide receivers, and our quarterback, all not there. Now, is that an excuse? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say the 49ers are the most hobbled team in NFL history currently. NFL history. Not just now. Not just 2020. I'm talking NFL history. This is the most players ever to play on a franchise through this many games. I think we hit 76 today. My numbers might be off, but 76 different players have taken snaps for the 49ers through 9 weeks. That's stupid. But anyway, take that what you do, whatever you want to do there. Another question. From Kimbrough. Congratulations, first off, on your win. Why was Harris on the deep ball to Adams and not more? So the 49ers have delineated, they've created two separate safety positions. They're not interchangeable. When we had Joe Woods last year, they were interchangeable. That was wonderful. Now what they've done is they said, look, there's the quote-unquote free safety position is actually Jaquiski Tartt and Marcel Harris. The strong safety position is actually Jimmy Ward and Tarvarius Moore. Now, they do switch them based on tight ends and slot backs and whatever else, and that's a game-to-game change, but they don't interchange them like we used to, and that's a huge problem of our defense. Our defensive secondary has not gotten better this year. It's gotten much worse. So that's why. I cannot stress enough. Tarvarius Moore is the best safety we have, and it's not close. Marcel Harris is a good in-the-box safety. But when you're putting Marcel Harris in the free safety position in a cover 3 scheme, you're a moron. You saw him doing a back pedal with his hips straight forward and could not flip his hips at all. Like, come on, man. Marcel Harris is a in-the-box safety at best / linebacker. Don't put him back there. What do you like? Come on. How do you not know what he's good at? And guess who is the best free safety that we have on this team? Tarvarius Moore. He's not getting snaps. Absolute joke. Fix your damn personnel. And whenever you allow these things to continue to happen, that's on the coaching staff, not the players. You put Tarvarius Moore in a bad position. That's not on you put Marcel Harris in a bad situation. That's on you. Why would you put somebody in a position they can't succeed? Know a player's strengths. Adjust. Your scheme is so robotic and stiff. Allow your scheme to develop. This is your fourth year? Fourth year with this defense and personnel? You can't adjust it a little bit? Hey, Marcel Harris, you're going to be the in-the-box guy. Hey, Jimmy Ward, you're going to be the on the bench is where you should be, but whatever. Why not? I don't get it. Russ, can I have a huge hug? Crying in a dark bathroom. I still love our team. Just need a hug. I feel you, man. I feel you. Allow the alcohol to wrap its arms around you. But yeah, man, it sucks. And what makes it even worse, we don't have the community of the faithful physically, right? When you're at a game like that and it sucks, you still get to kind of vent. You get to like talk to the buddies in the stands. You get to do all that stuff. You get to go out drinking with your friends and hang out afterwards. All of, you don't get that. It's so not only is it a letdown, emotionally, but you don't have that, I guess, aura of redemption and hey, we're a community. We're in this together. We don't have that this year. And so I don't know. I'm trying my hardest to recreate that here, but it's lacking. This sucks. And now we have 11 days before the Saints game, which we need. Thank God. What's going to happen is Kyle Shanahan's already said this. He's going to give the players a few days off. Like they're just going to go home. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, probably no practice and just start over Monday. And they need it. They need to go spend time with their families. They need to chill out. They need to get healthy. Yeah, it was rough. it was rough. The Willis trade paid off already. Yeah, that sack was incredible. Willis has looked really, really good. So we have these 3 run-stuffing bull defensive ends that are just kind of not great in the pass game. Our interior pressure is non-existent, whether that's Givens, Javon Kinlaw, or DJ Jones. Like, we have no interior pressure whatsoever. Buckner, with that out, it's rough. It's rough. From Clam 10, do you think we will get a top 13 pick in the 2021 draft without trading? I think 13 is realistic. I think 11 is probably the ceiling with where the 49ers can land. I'd say probably 11 to 16, but you're not going to get any higher than that. That's all there is to it. Yeah, Kaleo, he says, why is Ward still starting? I no clue, man. He offers no upside, and yet we continue just to trot him out there. We're up or down 28-3. Let's just keep him out there. Maybe he'll improve now. It makes zero sense. Zero coaching, zero development. Why are you not developing your players? Why? I don't get it. Tim, you were super close on your score prediction, so there's that. I think I was actually. What did I say? I said 37. No, I think I said 31-17. I think I was off 3 points. I've drank a lot since then, Tim, but I appreciate the vote of confidence. It was pretty rough. RC looked good, but that drop cost me $20. Yeah, it sucks, man. And I told everybody don't bet on this game because there's just so many variables. I got a couple messages of people that threw some money down, and I don't know of anybody that won anything. I'm pretty sure I won pretty big on FanDuel. I have to check after this. But it was pretty easy to tell who was going to get the ball so much outside of JaMychal Hasty. He didn't. But Richie James was incredible, and that's pretty much it. And I got to say, too, Ross Dwelley, it's so weird. He played really well. In the run game and passing game, Ross Dwelley performed. I don't know why he cannot perform well when Kittle is playing. But anytime Kittle's out, Ross Dwelley steps up to the occasion. He was incredible. We got a couple snaps out there with Jordan Reed. We didn't see him at all in the second half. In the first half, we only saw him on third downs and in the goal line. And it's almost like as soon as the game got out of control, Kyle Shanahan said, sit down. Maybe I'm missing something, and please throw this in the chat if you guys have seen anything about injuries or any of those things. But yeah, it's bad. it is bad. Jordan Reed, I would like to see out there a little bit more, but you take that for what you want. It's what it is. Yeah, Nick Mullins ain't the guy. I don't mind Nick Mullins as a backup quarterback. And again, not only is Nick Mullins a backup quarterback, he's a backup quarterback without one skill position starter. So keep that in mind in today's thing. This should not be the nail in the coffin on Nick Mullins' career. Shouldn't be. No Ayuk, no Debo, no Kittle, no Mostert. No Trent Williams. Probably Trent Williams was the biggest miss that he had because, again, Justin School just gets abused out there. And he got trashed. So kind of take that with what you want. Here's the question from Will. Do you think the no-contact practices have something to do with all these injuries? No, the 49ers hold one of the most physical practices in the NFL. Them and the Seahawks. And, if it was shoulders and concussions and things like that, then I would say maybe. But all of our injuries are knee down. It's ACLs, high ankle sprains, broken foots. There is nothing you could do in the NFL to deal with broken foots. You can't do that. High ankle sprains, no, you can't fix that either. ACLs, that's a different story. But, a lot of those, 2 of those were just the Jets game. So I don't think that has to do with it too much. Ankles, soft, those things, that's another thing. If it was hamstrings, that's coaching. That's coaching and conditioning and players taking care of their body. But ankles, feet, and ACLs, I don't think anything's going to do anything there. Sergio said there was $80 million of our cap sitting on the bench just from the 3 on COVID. Wow. It's bad, man. It is bad. It is bad. That's where we're at, though. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We've got a lot of stuff to digest. We're going to dive into the film. We're going to find the positives from this game because there are positives. No matter how bad the game is, I'm going to watch Daniel Brunskill on every single damn play because I think there is a possibility that he could be the center of the future. And if that's the case, that's huge. That's a huge get. So that's one of the things I want to watch on offense. On defense, Fred freaking Warner. Oh my gosh. He's the best there is. There's not a better linebacker in the NFL. There could have been a discussion. No. Even in this game, Fred Warner was a madman the whole time. There are some positives that you could take, but we're going to have to find them. And that's what we're going to do on our Patreon if you haven't joined us. Patreon.com, 49ers Rush Podcast. I'm going to be breaking down film. We've got 11 days. I'm going to take a couple days off. I kind of been burning the candle at both ends with the election and classes and, stuffing 4 podcasts in this crazy short week and all that stuff. We'll take a couple days off. I want to get back a little healthy, get some workouts in. Good Lord. But all the film's going to be breaking down. So enjoy this week as a football fan. Just sit back and enjoy watching the NFL and understand we're right in the middle. We're right in the middle. We are a 4-5 team. We're still the 9th seed for playoffs in the NFC West. We're a game and a half out of the playoffs. There's still a possibility. We'll see what happens. Maybe we get a couple players back. And for you draft nicks out there, I'm with you. Mock draft time. You want to do all those things and chit-chat that, hit me up on Twitter. Let's chit-chat. But just know we're picking 15th. Those Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields questions, I'll answer them every damn time, but I'm telling you right now, not a possibility unless you're willing to partner and send multiple firsts to go up and get one of those guys. Zach Wilson? Possibility. It's there. But anyway, I just want to say thank you. That was rough. Let's package it. Let's learn from it. Let's move on. We're still the faithful. We're better than them. Whoever they are, we're better. Why? Because we're still here. We're still here. That's what we are. Fair weather fans, not welcome. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we'll be back. Lots more episodes coming up this week. Stay strong, faithful.